come in.
You said you wanted to meet with me, Professor. Is there a problem?
Yes. There is a big problem with your paper.
That's not possible. I spend a lot of time on this paper.
I don't know about that. But I do know that this paper is mostly plagiarized.
Plagiarized? That's not possible. I worked very hard on this paper. And I cited all my sources.
I see that you did include a bibliography. And in some places you did include citations and parentheses.
Exactly. So what is the problem with my paper?
Well, let's look at a few examples together. Do you see these 3 sentences here? They are all highlighted in this Turnitin report, which shows the source of these words.
Yes. I did use that website. It is listed in the bibliography.
It was good to include this in your bibliography, but you were also responsible for putting a citation and parenthesis each time you used it to write your paper.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to include one citation. Can I go now?
Actually, there is another problem with these sentences.
Another problem?
Do you notice that these sentences are absolutely identical to the sentences on the source website? So these are not your words. When you use someone else's words, you need to put them in quotation marks.
Let me get this straight. I'm getting in trouble over a set of quotation marks?
No. You are not in trouble over a single set of quotation marks. This problem occurs throughout your paper. About 40% of your paper consists of unmarked quotations.
Well, this is how I have always written my papers, and no one has ever said anything to me before.
Are you telling me that no one ever taught you that you needed to use quotation marks?
No. Never.
That's odd. My children are in middle school and they know all about quotation marks. I don't think anyone is going to believe that you were never taught that you must mark direct quotations.
Well, if I had put in the quotation marks, would my paper get a good grade?
No. It would have been a lousy paper. Maybe it would have gotten a D.
A D? I spent a lot of time on this paper. How could it get a D? I'm so confused. What is it that you professors want?
That's exactly the right question. First, I'll tell you what we don't want. We don't want a paper that is just a string of quotations from different sources.
But don't you want to know what all the smart people say about this topic?
I already know what all the smart people say about this. Remember, I have studied this subject for the last 25 years.
Then what do you want?
I want to see if you understood this topic and what you thought was significant or interesting about it. I want to see your mind at work.
But I picked out all those good quotations. Didn't that show you what I thought was interesting?
Well, it might have shown me what you thought was interesting, but it didn't show me that you understood it.
Well, how was I supposed to show you that?
By paraphrasing. By putting those ideas into your own words. Explaining them your own way.
But I couldn't explain it nearly as well as the author.
I know that. You are a sophomore in college. The author is a tenured professor at Duke University. No one expects your paper to be as good as his.
Well, I tried to put some of those sentences into my own words, but it was hard and it took too much time.
Yes. Writing papers is hard. Understanding interesting things is hard. Why do you think it was hard to paraphrase?
Well, there were a lot of words I didn't really understand. And I found it hard to follow his argument.
So what you are saying is, you basically did not understand what these sources were saying when you tried to write your paper.
That's right. What was I supposed to do?